Hi, and welcome to class today. Today we're going to be doing a happy hips flow. In this flow, I am not using any props, but if you normally have props in your practice, I welcome you to use them. And just remember that anything that I offer is simply an offering. You do not have to practice anything that you don't feel comfortable with or anything you don't really want to do today. You can always substitute it, modify it. I offer lots of variations of different postures. So just keep that in mind. We're going to be starting on our backs and we're going to just allow ourselves to really tune into the body and then we'll start moving. Coming to a comfortable position on your back, feet out wide. Hands either side of the hips, taking a nice breath in. And as you exhale, finding a soft gaze or closing down the eyes, coming into the space. Taking a few breaths here and just notice how the hips feel today. Tune in to the feeling of the lower back on the floor, connecting with the hips. The shoulders. And taking a breath here. Let it out through the nose, connecting to that breath. Can you relax the body a little bit? And any thoughts that might be going on in the brain, could you just pop them to one side for your practice? Taking 3 breaths here, nice and long. Inhale through the nose and exhale. Inhale and exhale, let it go. Inhale one more time. And exhale, let it go. Slowly bring the knees in towards the chest. And just rock side to side, massaging that lower back on the floor, hips rocking either side. And then bringing some circles into both those knees. A few clicks and cracks might happen. My floor is also clicking and cracking too. Taking some time to feel into that lower back. And then squeeze the knees in towards the chest. Let the left leg go long on the floor. Inhale here. And exhale, circle that knee out nice and wide. And bring it in. Let it out. Bring it in. Just a few more times, warming up the hips nice and slowly. Could you make them bigger? Could you make them slower? Knee squeezes in towards the chest, and then we're going to bring it over towards the left side. Right arm goes out long, and you're going to find your twist towards the right side. Look over towards the right hand, towards the left side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale here. And exhale. Lift the left arm up and overhead and twist all the way on to the right leg. Just taking your time slowly finding the forearms onto the floor. Breathe into the hip on the right leg. Inhale, maybe see if you can push the hips into the floor a little bit more. Engage through the glutes, protecting the lower spine. Exhale, letting those hips get heavy. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the left hand underneath that right arm. Make it all the way back onto the back. Squeeze the knee in towards the chest. Let it go all the way to the floor. Take an inhale here. And an exhale. Bring the left knee up towards the chest. Squeeze the knee in. Bring some circles out one way. Again, try and make them really nice and big, but make them nice and slow. Change directions. Can you keep the right hip planted on the floor? Bring that left knee over towards the right side, left arm out long, finding the twist. Maybe look towards the left hand. The knee doesn't have to be placed on the floor. The knee can be lifted. The knee can also be resting on the hand. Just try and keep that left shoulder planted onto the floor so you can feel it into the spine. Inhale here. Exhale. Maybe gravity lets that knee go down a little bit further. Inhale, lift that right hand up and overhead and turn towards that right side, twisting into your half frog on the other side. You can always wiggle yourself back onto your mat now. And then maybe breathe in. Try and plant the hips a little bit lower. And exhale, maybe you come down a little bit further, just planting the ribs a little bit further onto the floor so you can focus on those hips. Flex that left foot. Breathe into the hips. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, one more breath. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, bring this leg all the way back to meet with the right leg so you find your Sphinx pose. Breathe into your Sphinx pose. Inhale, keep those lower ribs on the floor. And exhale, just feeling into that upper back here. Squeeze through the glutes. Just looking slightly off the mat. Inhale. And exhale, bring the forehead down towards the hands. Slowly push the hands under the shoulders. Lift all the way up to your all-fours position. Once you get into your all-fours position, just breathe into those wrists. Are they underneath the shoulders? Are the knees underneath the hips? Can you push through the fingertips? Can you connect with the core so the belly button comes in towards the spine? Can you get the eyes of the elbows facing towards the front of the mat? Inhale, roll the shoulders back, drop through the belly, look up. Exhale, tuck through the tailbone, spine up towards the sky. Inhale, cow, drop through the belly, tilt through the tailbone, look up. Exhale, spine up towards the sky, push through the hands, cat. Dropping it down to your cow, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Walk the hands towards the feet. See if you can come into like a crouched position onto the toes. Breathe it in here. And exhale, bring the knees down. Feet go a little bit wider this time. See if you can bring it back all the way into your Malasana. You might have to wiggle out a little bit more. That's absolutely fine. Hands come to heart center. Push through the elbows. Open up the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Feel into those hips. Just connecting the mind and body connection. Connecting mind and body here. Breathe in. Aiming that breath all the way down to the hips where it may be a little bit more uncomfortable. Let it go. If you need props, a block or a pillow under the bum is a really nice option. If you're ready to bring the hands forward, planting through the fingertips, bring that right knee down towards the center. It might not reach towards the floor and bring to the floor, but can you bring it a little bit closer to the floor so you go onto the inside edge of the foot? Bring it up. Let's do the other side. Left knee comes down. Slowly bring it back up. Right side. Bring it up. Left side. Make it a little bit harder this last round. Hands can come out. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Sit down onto the bum and stretch out the legs. We're going to stretch out the left leg, bring the right foot in towards the chest, and we're going to hug the foot in towards the chest and rock it like a baby, side to side to begin with. It might not be as lifted, this might be a little bit lower, and that's absolutely fine. Just breathe into the hip. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Can you stir that foot around like it's stirring a pot? Doing circles one way, and then changing it and doing it the other way. Knee comes up towards the chest, squeeze it in, bring it down. We'll get the other one up and just find a little rock side to side. It's nice to loop the hand underneath the shin and the calf just to really hug it in and squeeze it. So when you find that movement, you can find it in its most loveliest, juiciest form. Inhale. Exhale. Let's find some circles. One direction. And the other direction. Stretch out the legs. Breathe it in. Bring the feet up and towards the edges of the mat. Push through the feet, pull through the hands, and sit up back into your squat position. Breathe in, come forward, find your all fours position. Stretch the right leg back. Breathe in to the leg, into the calf. Just taking some time here. Lean it forward over the wrists maybe. Bring it back. Couple more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Shift the weight a little bit forward. Pick up through the foot. Engage through the core. Inhale here. Exhale. Bring it out towards that right side. Tap through the toe. Then slowly move the knee to meet with the left knee, bending through that leg. Stretch it out. Inhale, tap through the toe. Knee comes to meet with the left knee. Stretch it out. One more time. Over towards that right side. Tap that knee. Stretch it out. And then just placing that foot onto the right side. Breathe into the hip. Bring it back. Bring it forward. Bringing it back. And bringing it forward. Just taking your time. Allowing yourself to find spots that feel good in the hip. Maybe you go all the way back and all the way forward. Maybe that bum reaches down for the heel like you're going into child's pose on one side. Breathing it in and breathing it out. Coming back up. So taking now a moment here, pushing through the hands. Can you lift up onto the right fingertips and swing this right leg over towards the front of the mat? Breathe in, hands lift up. Forward, tuck through the back toes, lift up. High lunge. Exhale through the feet, see if you can lower through the hips a little bit more. Squeeze through the glutes. Inhale here. Exhale. Maybe relax through the shoulders, lift through the chest. Inhale and exhale, turn the back foot, open it up, warrior two. Pull through the fingertips like you're connecting the middle fingers to each other, like a big line across the chest. Inhale, so make sure we've got that knee over the front ankle and feeling into the hips. Inhale here. And exhale, spiral the hands down towards the floor. Turn onto the toes of the back foot and lift the back foot up into your standing splits. Pull through that back foot. Inhale here. Exhale, fold over the front leg. Inhale, maybe one hand goes around the ankle, maybe both. Inhale. And exhale, step that foot back, bend into the front knee and find your Skandasana. Maybe you go onto the heel of this right foot, or maybe you bring it all the way down. Breathe in. Breathe out. You've got it. Inhale. And exhale. Bring it over towards that left leg. Try and keep the bum as low as you can. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to plant through both the feet. We're going to lift all the way up, bending through the knees, finding the bum going towards the floor. Let me turn around for you. So find your goddess pose. Inhale. Exhale. Nice and strong. Inhale. Exhale. Bending through those hips. Could you sink a little bit lower? Inhale. Lift through the chest. Exhale. Inhale here. And exhale. Turn towards the front of the mat once again and step it back into your three-legged dog. So that front knee goes back and you bend through the knee, finding some hip circles one direction. And the other direction. Can you look towards that right foot? And then lower the left foot down, lower the knees, and we'll do the other side. Breathe in. Breathe out. A couple of creaks and cracks in your back maybe. Tuck through the left toes this time. Inhale. Exhale, stretch into that calf. Inhale. Then exhale, slowly lift up through that left leg. Inhale here. And exhale over towards the left side. Bend through the knee, tap the left knee to the right knee and stretch it back. Bring it over to that left side. Tap the toe, bend the knee, bring it out. One more time. Tap the toe, bend the knee, bring it out. And tap the toe, resting it down onto the floor. Bend and straighten this. Bend into the right leg. And then allow yourself to come out, bringing a little bit more weight over the wrists. Bring it back and forward. Back and forward, taking your time. Maybe you linger a little bit further back. And then lift it up. Go onto the fingertips of your left hand so you can lift through that left leg and bring it through into the heart center. Lift through the hands, tuck through the back toes, lift it up into your high lunge. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Try and plugging that back heel towards the floor. Open through the chest, lowering those hips down a little bit more. Feeling it into the hips. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Turn through the back foot. Open up into your warrior two. Bend through that front knee. Inhale. Open through the chest. Your warrior two. Inhale. Bend through that front leg. Watch the knee going over the ankle rather than swaying in. Inhale here. Trunk is over the hips, so you feel really in line. Shoulders over hips. Inhale. Exhale. Cartwheel the arms around. Turn onto the back. Turn onto the toes of the back foot. Lift through the back leg. Lifting the toes up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly lower this back foot. Bring the hands in towards the inside of the left foot. Bend into the left foot. Come onto the heel of that right foot. Maybe you come onto the toes of the left foot, or maybe you bring the foot all the way down. Finding your Skandasana. Sometimes some wiggling happens and you might be able to get that left heel down. Breathe in. Hands could be at the heart center or to the floor. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep it low. Could you go even lower and bring yourself over towards that right leg? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale here. And exhale. Bring it up. Lift through the chest. Bend through the knees. Find your goddess pose. See if you can push through those hips a little bit more. Maybe maybe bring weight side to side. Try not to lean too much weight into the knees. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Turn towards the front of the mat. Turn to your runner's lunge. A left foot lifts up. Find a three-legged dog. Look towards that right knee. Inhale. And exhale, landing that left foot down. Breathe in. Slowly bring the feet in towards the middle of the mat, as wide as the mat, and slowly down through your Malasana into a seated position. I'm just going to turn to help you see what I'm doing, and you can turn too because you'll be wider than in your legs. So in your right leg, left leg goes out heel to the mat. Hold onto the right ankle with the left hand, and then maybe see if you can even pop the elbow of that left arm in towards the thigh of the left leg. Flex through the left foot, lift through the right hand, and come over in towards your side bend. Breathe it in, open through the chest. Exhale, top hand comes over towards that left foot. Inhale, look past the arm. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, one more breath in. And exhale, slowly lift. We're going to bring that left foot back in and we're going to plant the feet together into Baddha Konasana. Taking a moment, maybe hold onto the feet or the ankles. I like holding onto the ankles because then I can bring my elbows into my knees. Roll the shoulders up, elongate through the spine. Inhale here. Exhale, maybe a couple of flutters of the legs. Maybe wiggle out the bum a little bit, and then maybe if you'd like to bring those elbows in towards the knees and slowly fold over the legs. Breathe into those hips. Inhale. Exhale, heavy. Inhale. Exhale, heavy. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, breathe it in. And exhale, lift it up. Right knee goes towards the back of the mat and that left leg's going to go out long. We're going to turn towards that right leg, turning the shin towards the front of the, or the back of the mat, the new front of the mat. And then way over that right leg into your pigeon pose. Breathe it into your hips. And maybe wander that back leg out a little bit more if you want a bit more space. A cushion under the hip is always an option. Maybe you breathe into that sense of gravity pulling you down. Maybe the hands come forward and forehead meets with the floor. Could you flex through the feet, pushing the feet in towards the floor as well as melting down? So the legs can be a little bit active. Slowly lift back up and plant through the hands. And turn towards sitting onto the bum once again, back into having the knee out. We're going to bring the left foot to meet with the right foot. Plant through that left foot, stretch out the right foot, kind of finding your position for your start side stretch again. Plant through this bottom leg. Can you push it into the floor a little bit more? Right hand to left ankle. Left hand lifts up. Open through the chest to begin with. You might just have a side bend here and it might be enough. Or maybe the hand goes up and over. Can that right elbow get into the right thigh? Breathe it in. Push through that left foot. Exhale. You still want to have the left butt cheek on the floor. So if you feel like you're coming over, but you're lifting that left butt cheek, you're coming too far. If you can grab for that toe, can you open through the chest a little bit more? Is that left butt cheek now lifting? So just bring it back, scale it back. Can you notice when movement's a little bit too much? Breathe in here. Breathe out. Slowly lift up, look towards the front of the mat. Left knee is going to come to lay down, and you're going to turn onto the into the top of the left thigh, right thigh. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Slowly lower down, forearms, forehead, maybe the hands walk out long. Find your pigeon pose.
push through the toes. So you feel like they're really pushing into the floor, still nice and active. Inhale. Exhale, melt it down. One more breath here. Slowly peel it all the way back up. Feet come back together. Turn on the mat. One foot comes out. Another foot comes out. And you slowly melt down to the floor, to your Shavasana, staying here for as many breaths as you need. Maybe you rock the hips side to side and they can melt into the floor a little bit more. You can always pause the video and stay a little bit longer, but otherwise let go into the space that you've created for yourself. When you're ready, slowly and mindfully bring the knees towards the chest and rock over to the right side. Feet and can plant as well, and you can peel all the way up to a comfortable seated position. Hands to heart center. Thank you for letting me guide your practice. The light in me sees the light in you. Shanti, 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 Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.